Hello, viewers. In today's video, we'll be discussing student visas. We'll cover essential topics, such as courses and study options, CAS, confirmation of acceptance for studies, financial requirements, application fees, the health surcharge, and more. Stay tuned for the latest updates.
In this video, I will try to provide an overview at first, then a detailed discussion of every important area. Student visa. You can apply for a student visa to study, if you're 16 or over and you have been offered a place on a course by a licensed student sponsor, have enough money to support yourself, and pay for your course. The amount will vary depending on your circumstances. Can speak, read, write and understand English. Have consent from your parents, if you're 16 or 17. You'll need evidence of this when you apply. If you're 16 or 17, and you want to study at an independent school in the UK, you may be eligible for a child student visa instead. This visa has replaced the Tier 4, General, student visa. When you can apply depends on whether you're applying from inside or outside the UK. If applying from inside the UK, the earliest you can apply is 3 months before your course starts. You must apply before your current visa expires. Your new course must begin within 28 days of your current visa expiring. You'll usually get a decision within 8 weeks. If you apply from outside the UK, the earliest you can apply for a visa is 6 months, before you start your course. You'll usually get a decision on your visa within 3 weeks. How long you can stay depends on the length of your course and what study you've already completed. If you are over 18, your course is at degree level, usually stay in the UK for up to 5 years. Below degree level, usually stay in the UK for up to 2 years. If you want to stay longer in the UK, extend your visa, if you're eligible, for example to continue your studies in the UK. Switch to a student visa from another visa, if you're already in the UK. Switch to a graduate visa to stay in the UK for at least 2 years after successfully completing your course. When you can travel to the UK, you can arrive before your course starts. This can be either up to 1 week before, if your course lasts 6 months or less, up to 1 month before, if your course lasts more than 6 months. You must not travel to the UK before the start date given on your visa, no matter when your course starts. Application fees. £490 to apply for a student visa from outside the UK. £490 to extend or switch to a student visa from inside the UK. Health surcharge. £776 per year for students, their dependents, and those on a youth mobility scheme visa, for example £1,552 for a 2-year visa. £776 per year for visa and immigration applicants, who are under the age of 18 at time of application. £1,035 per year for all other visa and immigration applications, for example £3,105 for a 3-year visa. Cost for part of a year. The amount you have to pay depends on the length of the visa you're given, and where you apply from. Cost for more than 1 year. If your visa is for more than a year, you'll have to pay the yearly cost plus half the yearly cost, if it's for 18 months or less. The cost of 2 full years, if it's for more than 18 months but less than 2 years. Dependents aged 18 or over usually need to pay the same amount as you. What you can and cannot do. You can study, work as a student union sabbatical officer. Able to work, depends on the term time, usually 20 hours in a week. During on vacation full-time. You cannot claim public funds, benefits, and pensions. Work in certain jobs, for example as a professional sportsperson or sports coach. Be self-employed. Study at an academy or a local authority-funded school, also known as a maintained school. Course-related information. You must have an unconditional offer of a place on a course with a licensed student sponsor. To prove this, your education provider will send you a reference number, called a Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, CAS, once they've offered you a place on the course. You need a CAS before you can apply for your visa. A full-time course leading to a qualification that's below degree level, RQF level 3, 4, or 5, with at least 15 hours a week of organized daytime study. A full-time course leading to a qualification that's degree level or above, RQF level 6, 7, or 8. A full-time course at degree level or above, RQF level 6, 7, or 8, that's equivalent to a UK higher education course and is being delivered as part of a longer course overseas. A part-time course leading to a qualification that's above degree level, RQF level 7 or above. A recognized foundation program for postgraduate doctors or dentists. An English language course at level B2 or above in the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. You can also apply for this visa if you're taking up a full-time elected position as a Student Union Sabbatical Officer. You may also need an Academic Technology Approval Scheme (ATAS) certificate if you're studying or researching sensitive topics at RQF level 7 or above. Postgraduate doctors and dentists. You can apply for this visa if you're sponsored to do a recognized foundation program and you've finished a recognized UK degree in medicine or dentistry, received that degree from a registered student sponsor, spent your final year and at least one other year of studies leading to that degree in the UK. Your Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, CAS. Once they've offered you a place on the course, your education provider will send you a reference number called a Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies. You must enter this reference number on your visa application. You must apply for your visa within 6 months of receiving your CAS. You have to apply within the expiry of the CAS. Course fee. You must make payments in accordance with the university's guidelines. Some universities require 50% of the tuition to be paid, while others may ask for 75% before issuing the CAS. The remaining balance of the total tuition fee will be due after course enrollment. Money to support yourself, financial requirement. How much money you need depends on where you will be studying. You'll need either £1,334 per month, for up to 9 months, 4 courses in London. £1,023 per month, for up to 9 months, 4 courses outside London. If you're boarding at a residential independent school, you'll need to pay boarding fees instead. The amount you need to pay will be on your CAS. London means the City of London and the 32 London boroughs. You'll need to prove you have extra money for each family member you bring with you. You must have this money for at least 28 consecutive days. The end date of the 28-day period must be within 31 days of the date you apply for your visa. Example, if you submit your application on the 1st of January 2021, you'd have to show that the funds were in your bank account for at least the 28-day period ending on the 1st of December. If you have a student loan or financial sponsorship, you'll need to provide evidence of this from your loan or sponsorship company. When you do not need to prove you have money to support yourself. You do not need to prove the financial requirement if you've had a UK visa for 12 months prior to the date of your student visa application. You must currently be in the UK. You're applying as a Student Union Sabbatical Officer. You're applying as a postgraduate doctor or dentist on a recognized foundation program. You might be asked to provide this evidence before you get a decision on your application. You do not need to prove you have enough money to support yourself if you're a British national overseas or from one of the following countries or territories. Knowledge of English. You must prove your knowledge of the English language when you apply. You can prove your knowledge of English by passing a Secure English Language Test, SELT, from an approved provider. 4-degree level or above, equivalent to CEFR level B2. 4 below degree level, CEFR level B1. You do not need to prove your knowledge of English if you're from some exempted countries or territories, or you've completed a qualification equivalent to a UK degree in one of them. Documents you'll need to apply. When you apply for your student visa, you must provide a current passport or other valid travel documentation, a Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, CAS, from your course provider. You may also need to provide Proof you have enough money to support yourself and pay for your course. This will vary depending on your circumstances. A valid ATAS certificate if your course and nationality require it. Proof of parental or other legal guardian consent if you're under 18. Proof of your relationship to your parent or guardian if you're under 18. Your tuberculosis test results. Written consent for your application from your financial sponsor if you've received sponsorship for your course fees and living costs in the last 12 months. You may need to provide additional documents, depending on your circumstances. Read the guidance for the full list of documents you'll need to provide. You need a blank page in your passport for your visa, if you need to give your biometric information, fingerprints and a photograph, at a visa application center. You'll be told if you need to do this when you apply. Application. You must apply online for a student visa. As part of your application, you'll need to prove your identity. How you do this depends on where you're from and what type of passport you have. You'll either give your fingerprints and a photograph, biometric information, at a visa application center. Use the UK Immigration ID Check app to scan your identity document. You'll also create or sign into your UK Visas and Immigration UKVI account. You'll be told what you need to do when you apply. Partner and children. A government-sponsored student starting a course that lasts longer than 6 months. A full-time student on a postgraduate level course, RQF Level 7 or above, that lasts 9 months or longer. If your postgraduate level course starts on or after the 1st of January 2024, it must be either a PhD or other doctorate, RQF Level 8. A research-based higher degree. Money need to support your dependent. Your partner and child must each have a certain amount of money available to them. This is in addition to the money you must have to support yourself. They must have either £845 a month, for up to 9 months, 4 courses in London. £680 a month, for up to 9 months, 4 courses outside London. If you're applying at the same time as your partner or child, you're applying together as a family, you'll need to prove you have both money to pay for your course and to support yourself and additional money for each of them. You, or your partner or child, must have this money for at least 28 consecutive days. The end date of the 28-day period must be within 31 days of the date they apply for their visa. Switch to this visa. You may be able to switch to a student visa if you already have permission to be in the UK. You cannot switch to this visa if you have one of the following visas: a visit visa, a short-term student visa, a parent of a child student visa, a seasonal worker visa, a domestic worker in a private household visa. Leave outside the immigration rules. To switch to a student visa you must be in the UK, have an unconditional offer of a place on a course with a licensed student sponsor, shown by your Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, CAS. If you've been in the UK with a valid visa for less than 12 months, you'll need to prove you have enough money to support yourself in the UK. Your partner or children will need to apply separately to switch their visa. They can either apply at the same time as you, or at any time before their current visa expires. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to get recent update.